Taking a live look outside on this Sunday morning, a lot of positive changes out there as overnight air quality began to improve, but then also we've kept those temperatures nice, cool, and comfortable. So, I'm just going to walk you through the rest of your Sunday, what you can expect, but then also I want to talk about a warm up that we are going to experience going into the upcoming week. So, we'll be trading out those fall feels for those summertime feels by about Thursday and Fridays, especially. So, for now, though, 65 degrees, feeling great out there right now. Feels like temperatures staying true to that 65 degrees, air quality moderate. Earlier, just at 4 a.m., we were still in that unhealthy category on our air quality. So we are making rapid progress there as Canadian wildfire smoke is starting to filter out of our atmosphere. Looking ahead for you, in the next 5 hours or so, that takes you into the early afternoon. We'll keep those temperatures comfortable in the 60s for the next 2.5 hours. Then they'll pop into the 70s and stay there throughout the rest of the day. Rain chance pops on the board right around 10 a.m. 20%, nothing to cancel plans over, just something to keep in the back of your head and know that you might find a couple raindrops out there today. Not a washout and definitely not for all of us. I'll show you our future track radar here momentarily. In terms of what we'll get up to and how warm we'll get today, very similar to yesterday, but maybe a couple degrees cooler. That's because we'll mix in some more cloud cover in the afternoon, so it may be a little gloomy out there, not exactly what we would hope for with those cooler temperatures. I know I personally would love some more sunshine, but we will have some clouds out there today. Keep that in mind. But those clouds will be working behind the scenes, doing some positive work and keeping those temperatures on the cooler side of average again today, feeling like fall. I've mentioned it a couple times, in the mid 70s to upper 70s for most, maybe poking into the 80s for our southernmost viewers. So just keep that in mind. Very similar to yesterday, but potential that we get just a couple degrees below that in the afternoon. As I mentioned, today feeling great. Comfortable, cool, spotty rain chance, but nothing that's going to foil your weekend plans. Though, as we go into this upcoming work week, we crank back the heat and humidity. We pump back in those summertime temperatures and feels out there. So enjoy it today while we have it. And we'll have cooler, comfortable temperatures tomorrow too on your Monday. So let's dive into all things about your Sunday. Here's your forecast in a glance. 3 main points for you. Lingering smoke still out there. Our air quality still at moderate. We would prefer for it to be at that good standard. Still at moderate. We'll likely get to good tomorrow. Mild afternoon temperatures. There's your forecast high of 78 degrees here in town. Couple spotty showers possible, but the vast majority of us will not find rain at all. Midwest Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing camera showing us that haze and smoke out there right now. I want to talk all things air quality for the next couple minutes before I dive into temperatures and then next week's warm-up that I'm sure we're all curious about and maybe some of us are dreading. I know that I'm not looking forward to that summertime heat coming back, but at least we don't have it for now. The one downside of this forecast is that smoke we still have out there. Air quality currently moderate category. So what that means, and the difference from yesterday, is that only people with very highly sensitive respiratory systems may have some health concerns today and may want to consider staying inside. Yesterday, when we were in that orange category, the unhealthy one, that was older adults, children's, teens, and those with sensitive respiratory systems needed to stay inside. So definite improvement there. We'll try and get back to that good category starting off your Monday morning. So as we're headed out to work and maybe you can't stay inside anymore, it's going to be much better by that time. But just increasingly good air quality through the rest of your Sunday will remedy those concerns gradually over the next several hours. But again, just in the past 4.5 hours, we've already had great improvements there. We'll keep going on that trend. Walking you through the rest of your Sunday morning up until that rain chance comes in at 20%. We'll be in the 60s shortly thereafter, around lunchtime in the 70s already. But that rain chance won't be going anywhere anytime soon. It will essentially stick with us just past sundown. So let's talk about what we're seeing on radar right now and what we could see in the coming hours. Currently, looking good, looking dry. If you can see a couple green specks up there north of St. Joe. I'm not fully convinced that that's actually falling to the ground. Maybe a couple raindrops have fallen, but the larger system I'm keeping an eye on is out to the west in central Kansas as we speak. It's this line of showers with a couple embedded thunderstorms in there that has been pushing across the state of Kansas all day long. Now, if this is able to fully hold itself together as it passes through state line over into Missouri, well, that's when we could start to see some light rain showers here and there. I've seen this activity pick up, slow down, pick back up, so it's really dependent on the atmospheric ingredients that are immediately around it, as thunderstorms typically are. Know that we don't have a ton of thunderstorm ingredients in place in our atmosphere. That's in the metro, that's on the western portion there of Kansas, eastern corner of Missouri, or eastern portion of Kansas, western portion of Missouri. There we go. So as this line of showers and thunderstorms pushes closer, it's likely going to fall apart. If it falls apart more slowly, that's when we could start to have some spotty showers there. So I'll walk you through that over the next couple of hours, staying dry. But then here comes that system in from the west, creeping up on our westernmost counties, Lawrence and Atchison. Possible you see some rain during that lunch hour or just thereafter. That includes downtown too, as we can start to see very, very light greens pop up on the board. But the heaviest of the downpours, the heaviest of the rainfall, and likely the thunderstorm activity as a whole stays to the west of us. We could see that out there really falling apart essentially as soon as it takes a step over to the east, a step closer to Missouri. That's when it falls apart. But if it does so, as I mentioned, a little more slowly, then we could still see some raindrops here and there. Do not cancel your plans over this today. This is more inconvenient rather than impactful. We're not talking a washout. Most of us will not even find rain at all today. They'll find the cloud cover, but not the rain. And we're going to wipe that rain chance off the board completely going into your Monday. So very brief, very low rain chance, just at 20%. To go along with your Sunday late morning and afternoon. So beyond that rain chance, beyond today being comfortable and fall-like, and beyond those air quality improvements that we've seen, we are then going to pass into a new weather pattern setup and a new trend going into the upcoming work week. That's increasing heat and humidity, and it's looking to stay around for a while. While we're not going to climb outrageously past what we would typically see for this time of year, at least climatologically speaking, still going to be a lot warmer than what we are finding right now. Rain chances also stay low. Vast majority of us will stay dry through this upcoming week. Here's that warming trend you see there, really dramatic through that middle portion of the week, Tuesday to Thursday, making a big difference from going below normal and cooler than average for this time of year to above normal and warmer than what we would typically hope to see as we go through that first full week of August. Normal high for this time of year, 89 degrees. That's the warmest it gets year round in terms of what all of our climate records say. So it's going to be just slightly above that. Again, not incredibly jumping past what is normal for us through that first full week of August, but still not as pleasant and not as comfortable as what we are currently experiencing. All that to say, try and get outside and enjoy those cooler temperatures today because they're not sticking around too much longer. Monday will still be nice, low to mid 80s area wide. Monday morning looking great too. Lows in the 60s again, very similar to what we found today, just even less haze and smoke in the atmosphere. So that's good. But it's not only those what the thermometers are reading and those true temperatures that are going to be the kicker this week, also those feels like temperatures. So they'll be reading several degrees warmer than what the mercury is reading. That's Wednesday already feeling like 94 degrees in the mid 90s, Thursday upper 90s, Friday and Saturday Well, that's when we start to take a run at feeling like the triple digits. If we get a couple more degrees past feeling like right at 100 on Saturday, and as our forecast continues to shape up and we iron out those details, we'll need to be monitoring very closely for heat advisories or heat warnings. We're not out of the woods with that summertime heat just yet. Nothing has been put out yet. We currently don't have any first warns on the board, but it's something that's in the back of our heads as we head into that warmer streak of temperatures. Beyond that, I mentioned rain very briefly. Rain chances stay very low, just at a 20%, couple different times during the week. Of course, that's today. I've already talked about that. But then Wednesday, that rain chance comes back 20%, goes away on Thursday, comes back Friday, Saturday. Oh, you can see that there on your Security Bank 7-day forecast. Rain chances overall difficult to come by, but not zero. Whoa, there we go. Let's bring that back up. Overall to come by, but not zero. So we're not completely dry, but we're doing pretty drier than normal. So know that most of those outdoor plans outside of the heat going to be a-okay. That more significant rain chance and the next best shot at seeing rain, that'll arrive about this time next week if our models are predicting that correctly. That's why we have those 20% chances of rain on there to round out your work week, go into next weekend. Still very far out to exactly tell what those rain chances will look like, but we are getting early signals that we could still have some rain. So we're not completely dry, but we are not just having repetitive back-to-back huge rain chances. Again, you'll notice not any first warns on the board. So we're keeping this forecast pretty docile here, pretty kind to us. Other than that heat, possible that we have to bring a first warn back on the board for the back half of the work week, especially if that humidity starts to get out of hand, and therefore those feels like temperatures start to get out of hand too. Long story short, enjoy today, enjoy tomorrow, especially the morning between today and tomorrow. That's Monday morning. Another cool, refreshing day. If you're going out very early on your Monday morning, maybe want a long sleeve just for those first couple hours of the day, but then in the afternoon, sunshine returns, high pressure settles in, keeps that sunshine going through Tuesday, and then that very brief rain chance, if we can get enough of a disturbance in the atmosphere to bring us rain at all, just going to keep it at a 20%. Main story this week going to be the heat and humidity, so we start to feel more like summer through the first full week of August. Again, get outside today. We'll keep you posted on that air quality, but for now, things are improving very quickly. Have a great Sunday.